Bukit Jalil Sports City, Kuala Lumpur, for the PETRONAS Malaysian Open 2024, part of HSBC BWF World Tour Super 1000.
A very warm welcome to you wherever you are watching around the world to the Malaysia Open, the first event of the brand new HSBC BWF World Tour season for 2024. The action happening here at the Axiata Arena as it has been happening all week. The first event of 31 events for the year. The first Super 1000 as well. The other three, the All England, Indonesian Open, the China Open, coming up later on. And this is what it's all about. Of course, the famous HSBC BWF World Tour Finals trophy. Today brought out by one of the up-and-coming national juniors in Malaysia. Doubles player, Kang Kai Zing. Plays with Aaron Tai and has racked up a good few results 2023. It is day 4 of the competition, and that of course means quarterfinals Friday. Seen some fantastic action over the week. Epic encounters. Some big names already out. But now it is the business end of the tournament. And there are going to be 2 sessions here on quarterfinals Friday. We're starting it off with 3 matches in the morning session. Kicking it off with an absolute epic women's singles. The number 7 seed Gregoria Mariska Tunjung taking on world number 2 Chen Yufei. That's going to be huge. That'll be followed by the mixed doubles. World number 1 looking for their 5th consecutive title. Zheng Shiwei and Huang Yasheng taking on Kim Won-ho and Zhong Na, and the number 7 seeds. And then after that is the mixed doubles. Midorikawa and Saito lead off an all-Japanese quarterfinal as they take on the world number 2s, Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino. And as I said, there will be 2 sessions, and coming up this afternoon, this will be at about 3 p.m. local time. World number 1 An Se-young is up against Yao Zhemin, but plenty of other matches, as you can see. Victor Axelsen in action against Ng Ka Long, and of course Aaron Chian, So Woo Yik still flying the flag for Malaysia against the world champions Kang Min Hyuk and Seo Seung Jae. Make sure you catch all of the matches that are happening today, quarterfinals Friday. Business end of the tournament, as I said. 2 courts in action. And the women's singles will be coming back to this draw twice, of course, today, because An Se-young and Yao Zhemin later on this afternoon. But at the bottom half, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung and Chen Yufei. Winner of this will play He Bingjiao or Tai Tzu Ying. So the chance of an all-China semi-final on that side of the draw. Technical officials and umpires now making their way out to court. And the players will soon be following. Few fans beginning to trickle into the Axiata Arena, and that has, over the week, been turning into quite a flood. There they are. It's just gone past 9 o'clock in the morning in Malaysia, and we're just outside of the city, so great commitment from these fans to be here bright and early. Raise the flag, always raise the flag. So, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung and Chen Yufei coming out to the arena, and I'm delighted to have with me in the commentary box one half of Team Mez, Jenny Mez, from the mixed doubles partnership of world number 36.
Yes.
That's right, okay. And you had a tough outing this week, Gosun Huat and Siobhan Lai, 3 games.
Yeah, it was a very good battle, 1 hour long. Unfortunately, didn't quite manage to get the win, but we had a fantastic atmosphere in here on Tuesday, and it's been great all week. So I'm very excited to be watching and commentating on some of these games today.
So here you go, the head-to-head between these two. This is going to be a crunching affair for sure. Gregoria Tunjung very much improved over the last year. Chen Yufei, of course, her usual stoic self when it comes to quality and form. The coin toss out the way. Gregoria was in action just yesterday. In fact, the last match I commentated on yesterday and on court 1 was her against Go Jinwei. And she was stretched in the second game. Go Jinwei was, as you said, getting this great home support behind her. Didn't work out for her, but Tunjung, in your mind, good player?
Absolutely fantastic. I think, as you said earlier, she had a great year last year, especially towards the end of the year, where she won the Kumamoto Masters. And she actually beat Chen Yufei in that final there. So it's going to be a great game today. I'm really looking forward to how it's going to turn out. But yeah, Tunjung has a great level of skill. That's definitely her biggest asset. So she'll have to use that today to push Chen Yufei for sure.
So those were her results coming here. Nidaira and Go Jinwei, 74 minutes against Nidaira, 39 minutes against Jinwei. And it's interesting you should bring up that this is, yes, indeed, a repeat of the 2023 Japan Masters final. It's also a repeat of a final from 8 years ago at junior level, and that was the 2016 Badminton Asia Junior Championships. Plenty of today's crop of players, Pompui Chochuing, Go Jinwei, Nidaira, in fact, Kim Ga-eun all playing, but it was a final, Mariska versus Yufei, and 25-23, 21-14, Chen Yufei won that one as well.
Wow. Shows that they've both been top-level players for so long now.
8 years ago. These were the tournament results for Chen Yufei. Aya Hori in 48 minutes. That was a spirited fight from the Japanese player, but 21-18, 21-12. And Ratchanok Inston back in action after injury, of course, at the Malaysia Open, and that was a 43-minute affair, 21-15, 21-18. Now, we talked about Tunjung. Chen Yufei, so solid when it comes to her output on court.
Yeah, she has unbelievable composure on the court, and she's definitely one of the hardest players to beat on the World Tour. That's why she has the results that she does and the ranking that she does. So it will definitely be a tough task for Tunjung today, but it's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, we just saw there our umpire and service judge, Jacob Sinberg and Fadil Syed. As you can see, the coaching staff. In order, 2 courts in action, as I said, for this first session. 3 matches on each, court 1 and court 2. I think when you're looking at the women's singles category division this season, in fact, for the last few seasons, it is about, if you're going to be the best, you have to beat the best.
Yeah, it's, I would say, a category where every tournament you almost can't predict the winner. Obviously, An Se-young last year was extremely dominant. She won many tournaments. But every time you're looking at the draw and you're thinking, there's 10 to 15 players that could very easily win this tournament.
Absolutely.
It's such a strong discipline at the moment.
Gregoria Mariska Tunjung to serve. Level play.
So getting underway here. Tunjung with serve. Now, in fact, while they get into these opening points, I have a player sitting next to me now. There has been an ongoing discussion between myself and Steen Pedersen all week as to the drift conditions on this court, because we have surmised or concluded that there's a principal drift blowing from top to bottom, but there's also little tiny vortices of air all around the court. Is that true?
Well, I actually played myself on court 2, and every court is often a little bit different. There's definitely an end drift, so we've just seen there Tunjung's made a second error on the length, and it is a bit quicker, especially if you hit flat lifts. So she will have to be careful with that, because she does like to hold and like punch the shuttle quite flat as one of her biggest strengths. But when it is fast going from end to end, she will have to be careful with those shots.
Just snaps it down a little bit early. Chen Yufei just in 2 minutes, 3-1 lead. A couple of mistakes, as you said, from Tunjung.
Yes. White report, please.
Both of them, though, very rally-based players. They like to take it to the limit in terms of rallies, looking for their opportunities before they can fire a winner in. The thing is, though, of course, Chen Yufei will quite happily play out those rallies all day.
Yeah, she will. And as you said earlier, Tunjung's skill, especially at the net, is her biggest strength. So she is going to have to use that, and that is how she played when she beat Chen Yufei in the Kumamoto Masters. And she's going to have to definitely use that again, because Chen Yufei in that match almost looked like she didn't know what to do when Tunjung was holding these shots and
angles.
Yeah, it really threw off Chen Yufei's momentum and her rhythm of movement. And I think, yeah, Tunjung is going to have to play that same style again.
She's pushed that wide. Unforced errors, of course, are going to be a very key factor as well.
Yeah, Chen Yufei is a player that isn't going to give you many unforced errors, and that actually sometimes makes you think that you need to hit closer to the line, right. More and more perfect, and that leads to more and more errors.
Well, as you said, very difficult player to break down, and that's why, of course, she has risen to world number 2. This wonderful rivalry, the top 4, of course, just on a different level, really, when it comes down to it. Tai Tzu-Ying taking the World Tour Finals title at the end. Some epic matches in that tournament. I remember she was match point down against An Se-Young in the semi-finals. Came back and found her way through.
6.
One thing Tunjung has to do is not be affected by that scoreboard.
Yeah, I think she needs to try and just settle into the game and find her feeling of the length of the shuttle and the court. She's made a few unforced errors, or what we would define as unforced errors. I think she'd be disappointed with how many errors she's made so far, especially against a player like Chen Yufei. You can't be making those kind of errors. But
well, especially when you're playing I'd say the top 3, there's unforced errors and there's forced errors. There's errors which, and you have to define which in your head. Well, she's keeping pace at least, but 3 points back. That's what she's got to look out for if she's pushing forward to the net, leaving it open on the flanks.
Yeah, Chen Yufei set up that rally so well with that lovely net shot there. Tunjung had to try and lift that out, and it set up Chen Yufei's attack fantastically.
It's one of those beautiful angled net shots, then pushes it too long.
9-4.
She is a very emotional player, Tunjung. Very emotive indeed. In fact, yesterday against Go Jinwei, when that second game started losing a little bit, ended up 22-20, of course. But she was up against it for the last few points. And you could just see she was snatching it at winners, trying to kill the point too early. patience, I think, is the word that you need.
Interval.
So, at the interval, it's 11-4, and Chen Yufei, no significant problems so far.
7-2.
So back on court for the second phase of game 1.
11-4.
I think Tunjung from the start now, 11-4 down, she really needs to settle herself in. She needs to get a bit more confident and comfortable on the length of her lifts, because that's when she's holding and punching the shuttle and moving Chen Yufei all around the court. That's how she's going to win those rallies. But if she's not comfortable doing that, then as we see with the scoreline, that's going to be the difference. It's going to make that big difference.
And you have to make your attack now. You can't be leaving it to 15, 16 points.
Yeah.
Or else it's going to be that psychological edge comes in.
12-5.
It's not having much luck with that top right corner, I can tell you.
Maybe there is a bit of a side lift there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's been an ongoing discussion. And Steen Pedersen, of course, talking to a lot of people all week as well, and they agreed there's multiple weather conditions happening, microclimates. So far, not the best start the second phase.
Yeah. This lift from Tunjung here, she seems almost nervous now that she's going to lift out the back, so she's very tentatively lifted it. It's gone short, and it gives Chen Yufei quite an easy opportunity to kill it.
I think the neck cord helped her there.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. As soon as you get that, it's that extra millisecond of hesitation as to what you're doing, and that against the top players can make all the difference.
Yeah.
Just look at the body language there. It's not
14-6.
Yeah, she's not happy with herself currently.
She's not happy with herself at all. Two titles, one runner-up last year for Tunjung. Wasn't just the Japan Masters, the Spain Masters as well. If I'm right, that was Carolina Marin, I think, that she... I'll have to check that. No, PV Sindhu.
Oh.
Service over.
I think that type of rally there we've just seen is what Tunjung is going to have to do more. She had lovely net skill here.
And then goes for the kill.
Yeah. Rather than lifting it out, that's where she is making quite a few errors. She needs to use that skill, hold the net, and almost force Chen Yufei to lift herself, and maybe then Chen Yufei will be making some mistakes on her lift length too.
Misread there from Chen Yufei at the back. We've been seeing that a lot this week as well. Both lines. Top and bottom. That worked out for Tunjung. I was surprised that she took that direction though, with Chen Yufei so out of position from that shot at the back line. There's a lot of space on the left side.
I think we've seen Tunjung go for that straight down the line many times in this game. Maybe she wants to get her confidence in that area. And she's closing this gap now.
That's true. Yeah, it's been a good little patch. She's been playing those viciously dipping drop shots into mid-court. Making Chen Yufei really have to stretch for it. Definitely a lot more solid from Tunjung now.
Service over.
That was a well-worked rally by Chen Yufei. She was pushing Tunjung all around the court. She got her really late there.
10.
And it was just that little tip in.
Yeah. It was a very, very tight spinning net shot. Which
No
meant,
angle, yeah.
yeah, and it meant Tunjung had a lot of court to cover, and she had a long distance to move.
Good idea, just
17-10.
took her focus off the execution right at the last minute. 17-10.
Service over 57.
$18-10.
Well, there looked like it was getting a little bit tighter, but then now back to doubting herself a little, especially on that back line.
That's a good shot.
Service over. 11-18.
Well, she's already bettered what she did last year. Second round exit for Tunjung last year. Of course, Chen Yufei made it to the semi-finals, was beaten by An Se-yong.
Service over.
It must be difficult if
11.
you keep turning up at semi-finals and finals, because your benchmark just gets higher and higher every time.
Yeah, Chen Yufei as world rank number 2 will definitely be hoping to win this and progress in every tournament to the latter stages.
Yeah.
Semi-finals day, finals day. That will definitely be her kind of target.
Yeah, it's her new target.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can even look at An Se-yong this year with the 8 titles, I think the 10 titles she picked up. Now every time she goes to those events, it's like, well, you know, we've got to win it, really.
Yeah, that's her benchmark.
Well pressured.
Service over.
Yeah, but
12.
it's definitely been not too many rallies so far in this set where we've seen Chen Yufei really having to stretch and work, and I think that's going to be, with a 2012 scoreline, something that Tunjung is going to have to try and focus on a lot more in this
20.
next set.
It's a shame it is at 2013. No mistakes allowed for Tunjung at all. Be interesting to see if she tries into that top right corner. That's where most of them have been flying into.
Service over 16-10.
Game.
So, after 15
First
minutes,
game won by Chen Yufei.
fascinating start to the match,
21-13.
but Chen Yufei is up and away.
17-10.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So back on court for game 2, and it's everything to do for Gregoria Mariska Tunjung.
Second game.
She wants to make a semi-final appearance here in Malaysia.
Play.
17.
Service over.
Nice start.
Yeah, very good start.
1.
It'll be
love.
interesting to see now if Chen Yufei also struggles with the length of her
Yeah.
lifts, especially after seeing Tunjung make quite a few errors on that back line.
Right side, yeah.
Service over.
17.
1
13.
all.
But so far, Chen Yufei's had fantastic composure.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
when Tunjung hasn't maybe been playing her best, Chen Yufei's not dropped her level and she's not let her into
Yeah.
the game.
No complacency at all. And you can really see it in the footwork as well,
Service over.
the way they're moving around.
2.
Tunjung a little bit
1.
more edgy.
That's over. 14. 18.
Oh, she held her ground, Chen Yufei, up in front
3,
court, but just couldn't
1.
hold that backhand. Well, that answers your question, Jenny. She's
Pinpoint accuracy.
absolutely bang on the money.
3.
And this is how you do it.
Such good quality. But it was a well-worked rally from Tunjung. She got
Yeah.
Chen Yufei a bit stressed. She was taking that late.
To up the tempo slightly as well in the
Yeah.
second game so far. Adding a bit more hustle. That's going to be an easy kill.
Good net shots.
Service over. 4, 2.
That's over. 19. 15.
Well left.
Definitely looks faster
5, 2.
from the side that Chen Yufei is now on, hitting to that back line.
What a pickup by Tunjung.
That's over. 16. 19.
Oh, it's a great rally. That's it. That's gone wide.
6, 2.
She definitely looks like she's in more control now, Tunjung.
Yeah.
She's taking the shots earlier. She's using these deceptive shots to make Chen Yufei feel more under pressure. And it's working, 6-2 up. Great start.
A little bit more careful as well in her footwork and where she's pushing this. Like she knows how important this.
Game.
Service over.
So we've already set it up. The longest rally of the day, 33 shots.
21.
3, 6.
There's that frustration again. Just too long. Well, what's important is she has made that
4,
side of the court
6.
so far work a lot better for her than on the other side.
Yeah, she's adding really good variety into the front court now. So Chen Yufei was expecting a net shot there because Tunjung is playing quite a lot more net shots. So Chen Yufei, her base position was almost on the service line, which left that gap open for Tunjung to punch it over her head. Unfortunately, it was an error, but it was a great idea.
Definitely loose.
6-all.
Job one for Tunjung would have been to maintain that lead, try and build a buffer.
20 seconds.
Now job one
20 seconds.
still not completed yet. Chen Yufei ties it up at 6.
7.
Here's some more examples now of Chen Yufei isn't giving Tunjung as many errors, so now she's starting to feel like she needs to play these perfect shots again.
It's not just not giving errors, which is kind of gifted points. It's not giving opportunities. It's a wall. It's an attacking wall that's moving forward in red.
Play.
I'm sure Chen Yufei, I mean, it's a very tight-knit China women's singles contingent. I'm sure she saw Han Yue's game yesterday, where she did. And she was 13-8 up in the second, one game up. Left a little bit of a gap for Yao Jiamin, and Jiamin took that, made it into a comeback fire, and won it. The 3 games, 22-20. Unbelievable match, but that's what complacency does. If you think you're in a winning position, you take your eye off the shuttle just for a couple of shots. Oh, that's beautiful. That's great.
8-7.
Yeah, punching Chen Yufei right into the deep corners, so she's having to turn and take it late. Creates those opportunities for Tunjung to then turn her quickly, make her move and stretch.
And try and get the largest possible distance, of course, between corner and shot.
9-7.
It's worked well for her. Approaching the second mid-game interval and nursing a 2-point lead.
That's over. 1-2.
Chen Yufei doing exactly the same thing.
That's very good. Great athleticism from Chen Yufei to jump up and see that space there, cross court, snapping her wrist over the top of the shuttle. Such a difficult shot, but she's played it with perfection.
We'll have a look at it in slow motion. There you go. That little hook smash.
2-all.
And if Gregoria did manage to get it back, Chen Yufei was already moving so quickly back into court.
That's what it's all about. It's about covering that next shot, minimizing the options for your opponent.
Over here.
Oh, I think Tunjung lost the shuttle for a second, didn't
8-9.
Just one.
Service over. 10-8.
Well, she'll be very happy if she can earn herself a mid-game interval lead. Well, there's a challenge. And if you know Chen Yufei, if Chen Yufei challenges, it's got to be close.
From here, I'm going to call it. It looked out.
That's brave. We have a pretty high commentary position here, but
Yeah, there we go.
As out as it could be.
Good challenge from Chen Yufei.
Service over.
She's just not one of those players that relies on challenges. It's almost like it's part of that mathematical equation that's constantly moving in her head. This is going to work.
She's so aware of the court that if she's left it, she's usually fairly certain.
Yeah. I know that was heading, and it looked like he may have hit the line. I don't know whether she... Let's have a look at it now.
10 all.
It's a little bit high. You know what? I think that could have been heading out.
I think that clear from Tunjung just gave Chen Yufei a bit too much time. Where she's had a lot of success so far in the set is that she's been doing really flat clears that makes Chen Yufei turn to take the shuttle, whereas that one, Chen Yufei could actually get behind it.
Yeah.
11, 10.
Getting to her. It's definitely getting to her. And Chen Yufei gets the second interval lead. 11-10.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So the most important passage of play yet for Gregoria Mariska Tunjung. Closer in this second game, but I think she would have liked to have gone in ahead at the interval.
She's done a great job so far in this set of really upping her pace and increasing the pace of her shots, which has definitely helped with that scoreline. That's a lovely shot from Chen Yufei there.
Wonderful snap back return cross from Chen Yufei.
12, 10.
But Gregoria stopped playing as many net shots as she had in the first half of the set, which is where she was getting quite a lot of success. So I think it would be good to try and add in a bit more variety again, not just quick lifting. She's got to bring Chen Yufei forwards and then
it's
punch
something
her over.
she has to do as well, because Chen Yufei, of course, is going to be trying to keep a pen back on the back line, the back court.
Yep. You can see that Gregoria has a decent amount of strapping on her knee. So I think it's often a tactic when players do play Gregoria to try and expose her movement.
Right. That's so crafty.
Yeah.
That is so tricky.
Tape gives it away. Unless it's tape for show.
Yeah, that's the thing. Deceptive tape.
Yeah.
There you go.
12 all.
Well, I said to everyone watching around the world, what you see on TV is just the game. The psychological aspect, all those mind games that, to be honest, are prevalent in all sports. But in badminton, it's a little bit more succinct when it comes down to it. And the movements, you know, holding shots and racket faces, stuff like that, real time as well.
Yes, especially in singles where the movement is such a critical aspect of it. You're seeing that they're moving around the court constantly, every single rally. And if you know that your opponent is even just 98 or 99% fit, you have to try and expose it.
You have to do it. This is another fine rally. That one's just edged wide.
13, 12.
The good thing about Tunjung is she is one of those players that will keep the top players on their toes. You just see Chen Yufei with the fist bump there. She's relishing this challenge. And it's obviously a great test for the semi-finals for both of them.
Yeah, I think with the year that Gregoria had last year, she's definitely a player that the top players don't want to see in their part of the draw.
Absolutely, yeah. She was runner-up to Kana Yamaguchi. That was the other runner-up spot that she had. PV Sindhu was the Spain Masters. Chen Yufei was the Japan Masters, but she's in that category.
Yeah.
So she's called a challenge back here, and that's a Chen Yufei shot. That's a Chen Yufei challenge right there. It's clear white on the side. It's like an eye. 14-12. Needed that challenge to work, really.
12. Play.
But again, there's winning through challenges, and there's just winning. So that she would have liked to help her quest, and she's got to keep up with the grind now.
Yeah, it's really important now, especially at this point. 14-12 is quite a big point. Big psychological difference now between 15-12 and 14-13.
15-12.
Gregoria trying to punch her way out of troubles here. That was a nice angle. Oh, that was beautiful. Look at the trajectory on that shot. And again, as you said, even if she picked it up, it wouldn't have been, I think we're going to see it here. Turn, step back. Even if she'd picked it up, Chen Yufei would have been all over that.
She does such a good job of turning what looks like in the rally. Chen Yufei looks like she's under so much pressure, and then within one shot, she's in this fantastic winning opportunity.
It's like a transitional defensive shot.
Yeah.
Attacking traits to it. Nice pick up there, and again. And that's what happens. Front court has definitely been contested well.
13-16.
And Tunjung probably has a pretty good shout for that, but mid-court and back-court, that's really been shooting territory for Chen Yufei. Again, good pickup.
Tunjung did so well in that rally. Again, she was in control the whole time.
17-13.
Fantastic net shot there, but that lift is
that's
unbelievable.
Incredible. That's amazing.
That's why she's world number 2.
20 seconds.
So 4 points ahead, 4 points needed.
That is crazy.
The thing I do like about her, she is such a character.
18-13.
She's not done anything wrong there. It's just Chen Yufei's been unbelievable.
That's the smallest lob I've ever seen. That's the tiniest lob. Chen Yufei looking very strong going into the semis. We're going to have to now stick our necks out and say that from this position, obviously it's a mountain to climb for Tunjung. Job 1, if she was going to do it, of course, level it up. Job 2, take the second game. Job 3 is the big one, win the third game. So, you know, the tasks just get bigger on your to-do list.
Oh, that's lovely.
Showing that
15-18.
This is the point now where Gregoria Tunjung, she's just going to play free. She's got nothing to lose in this situation.
Absolutely,
And like we see here, that perfect net shot. And now it's only 3 points. Anything could happen from here.
Well, I was caught out during Han Yue in Yajiamin yesterday. I said, well, Han Yue is cruising to victory here. Commentator's curse.
Yeah.
That's wonderful from Yufei. absolutely all over that point, just couldn't get the cherry on the cake, as they say.
16-18.
She wasn't happy with herself there.
Absolutely not. When something goes wrong for Chen Yufei, it becomes this kind of like mad scientist look, you know, like how? Why? I love her application to her craft, what she does. Right, court coverage again. So confident with those reads. 2 points now.
That was an important point because
16.
Gregoria's come back a little bit. It almost looked like Chen Yufei's been the last few rallies trying to win the rally maybe a little bit too early. She's lost a few percent of her patience.
Yeah, and it's true. If she got that point, then that whole comeback idea is just gaining steam. When it gets to 19, especially with the way Gregoria's been playing, I mean, no disrespect to her, but she can't make any mistakes. As I said, in any 2 mistakes now, whether it's at the net, whether it's on the back, and that's it, it's game over. Oh!
Service over.
Instinctively picked up.
17-19.
Well read. Great net shots again from both of them. It's been such a good net battle.
Yeah. 17-19. She dares to dream. Little bit of hesitation from Tunjung. Chen Yufei in cyborg robot mode in the middle of that rally, just returning with such accuracy.
20, match point, 17.
She's read that so well. She's known that Tunjung has done a lot of net shots from that position and thought, I'm going to stay here and wait for this.
Tunjung, of course, looked up at Jacob Sinberg and was campaigning for that net, for the racket of being over the net, but didn't happen, and it's 3 match points after 39 minutes.
Point 13.
And that's it. Mistake from Tunjung. 21-13, 21-17, 40 minutes on the clock.
13 all.
And it's a first semi-final appearance
Match won by Chen Yufei.
for Chen Yufei.
21-13, 21-17.
Tunjung will now have to turn her attention to the India Open. Of course, that's the second event of the season. And Chen Yufei, in the end, looking solid moving into the last 4. There's confirmation of it. 21-13, 21-17, 40 minutes. And it's Chen Yufei that is through. Welcome back to the Malaysia Open here on day 4, and as you can see, the fans are in full force. Plenty of activities and of course things to do out here at the Axiata Arena. And on this quarterfinal Friday, 2 sessions. In the morning session, we just watched Chen with a great performance against Gregoria Mariska Tunjung. Up next, it's the defending champions, Zheng Shiwei and Huang Yaosheng, taking on a trouble pair for them in a sense, Kim Won-ho and Jong Na-eun from Korea. Looking at the mixed double